Hello and welcome to Back to the Future, the show we talk about movies past, present, and future. Today we're going back 30 years again in what has been a pretty hot summer in 1987 with Spaceballs.
I can't breathe in this thing!
So Spaceballs is a movie that, I saw a bunch when I was a young kid. It's a Mel Brooks comedy, which, we know from Young Frankenstein and Blazing Saddles. This is one of the greatest comedy writers and filmmakers ever. He's a game changer, Mel Brooks. I have to say, rewatching this as an adult, I was not impressed. I could definitely see why when I was a kid I found this movie to be hilarious. Going back now as an adult, I definitely had a different response. Now, John, you probably have a little less history with Spaceballs to my knowledge. What did you think watching it here for this review?
I was a little confused. Because I feel like I've been misleaded my whole life. I've never seen Spaceballs from start to finish. I've always seen clips, teasers, trailers, references, quotes, blah, 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 all throughout the years. But it was 2 days ago, and I sat down and watched Spaceballs start to finish for the first time, and I was not impressed. I watched Blazing Saddles recently. I haven't watched a lot of Mel Brooks films. I've not seen Young Frankenstein. That's kind of like next on my list of his films to get to. And I was so excited for this movie, a Star Wars parody film. I want to watch this. I hear so many things. And I was just besides a few chuckles here and there's a couple scenes where I did break out in laughter, but overall, I was just this is really, I feel like I should have watched this as a little kid, because that's kind of where it feels like it's aimed for.
Yeah, I think a lot of the humor is definitely of that rung. Before we start tearing into this too much, though, let's ride a little bit of the highs. So what were the things you liked about it? What were some of the things that were funny or good for you?
Well, I gotta reach around here a little bit. I want you to start it off. How about you start it off?
I think for me, there's a few good scenes or memorable things. I think early on in the first thing, Pizza the Hut. I thought was a pretty funny idea. He's really gross,
he is
which
gross.
I like. He's bubbling and oozing and pepperoni's sliding down his face and stuff. I thought that was pretty funny. And then of course there's the famous scenes at the combing the desert scene.
The combing the desert scene, I did laugh. Yes. I did laugh pretty hard. That was pretty great. Comb the desert.
Yeah, that is pretty
it's
great.
Pretty good.
And then there's also Michael Wincott doing his signature Police Academy noises and stuff that.
Yeah.
Now what is it? I'm having trouble with the radar, sir.
What's wrong with it?
I've lost the bleeps, I've lost the sweeps, and I've lost the creeps.
The what? The what? And the what?
You know, the bleeps, the sweeps, and the creeps.
That's not all he's lost.
Sir, the radar, sir. It appears to be jammed.
I wish I wish they would have incorporated him a little bit more, because it's really just a 5-second scene and that's
There's
it.
the creeps and the sweeps and the beeps or whatever he says. There's these little shining moments like that, but I think for the most part, it's everybody's lowest moment for a lot of this.
Yeah,
cast.
John Candy was pretty much wasted. I felt I did not like the character of Barf at all.
No,
I thought it was really just
barf.
yeah, pretty much just kind of barf. And Bill Pullman was not good in this movie either.
He is bad in this movie. I think that the thing was with Bill Pullman while I'm watching him in this, it's he's acting in the movie, or he's hammy acting because he thinks that, oh, don't worry, they'll make this funny in post kind of thing. He just acts goofy the whole time and dumb. And I think it's almost like he's just expecting the movie to just be funny, there's a laugh track waiting for him. Yeah.
He was just, I don't think I laughed at anything
by
Bill Pullman. Not a single thing.
Yeah.
Rick Moranis now, I did laugh. There's quite a few scenes. The scene where he's like playing with the dolls. I laughed pretty good.
He's definitely the best part, I think. He's definitely the best part of this movie. The things I did really like the merchandising references were great.
Yeah.
Where it's, Spaceballs the towel, Spaceballs the, whatever, what have you. Throughout the movie, I love how it increases, too. Like, it's like first like the bed sheets, and then you see the towel in the background, and then like everything is just Spaceballs the something. As the movie goes on, I love that, like, that heightened stuff is funny. And there's some of that classic Mel Brooks that we all know that it's on a studio set. They miss in the lightsaber fight. I think the biggest thing that's disappointing for me at this movie is that as a satire, it doesn't quite get the job done. With the other ones like Young Frankenstein and like Blazing Saddles and even Robin Hood Men in Tights, there's a very clear thing that they're satirizing. And I think that like great satire, there's actual knowledge of the thing that you're making fun of. Where I feel like this movie was made by somebody that like saw the poster for Star Wars and maybe didn't really know that much about it, where it's like now we have funnier parodies of the Star Wars franchise and things that Robot Chicken has done, or like some of the early ones that Family Guy has done that are so specific to the material that are just funnier. I think that at the end of the day,
honestly, it felt like I was watching some like scary movie spinoff, like disaster movie or like date movie, one of those cheaper ones. I mean, granted, it's definitely better filmmaking than that. But like, in terms of like good satire, like Blazing Saddles, and then like let's just compare Blazing Saddles to like Scary Movie. This would be for me. This is just kind of like one of those
Scary Movie than to the Blazing Saddles. Definitely agree. I was so surprised in the drop off for me.
Yeah.
Because I think for me, Young Frankenstein, that's the top. That's my favorite one. Blazing Saddles is really good, and then this is like. Like I put Men in Tights over it. I think at this point I need to rewatch Men in Tights, but my memory serves me right. I thought there was a lot more funny things going on in that.
Carrie Always.
Carrie Always.
You got him instead of Bill Pullman.
Yeah, and I think that it definitely this movie did not age well at all.
No,
in Spaceballs. So we definitely, like I said, I don't know how you guys are gonna feel about our reaction to it. But
it's my first time watch.
Yeah.
Like I'm not the toughest critic, I'm pretty easy-going on a lot of movies, and especially if it's meant to be satirical, it's meant to be, like over the top, and it's just not aimed at someone it just didn't feel like it was for me.
When I was watching it, I could definitely tell that, I would think it's funny when I'm a kid and not when I'm an adult.
Yeah.
Like, because there's some jokes in there where he's like, I hate yogurt, where, like, only a kid would laugh at that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Just really on-the-nose humor.
On-the-nose humor.
And I think that that's the problem, is that, like, I think where these Mel Brooks' other films are satirical and witty, well-done recreations of the thing they're satirizing, this seemed like a low-budget, unfunny, on-the-nose, reheated something that I think that at the end of the day has a couple shining moments, but for the most part I have to say it was an uphill battle watching.
It was. I caught myself very distracted often. I felt bad. I feel bad doing that. I want to give a film my entire attention, but it was really hard to get through. Besides some of the more memorable jokes that are in it,
Mm-hmm.
but like even what we were talking about right before we started rolling the camera. Like Blazing Saddles is satire, but it's also like a Western, It actually feels like a Western, whereas this film
looks like one too, and this doesn't look good.
This doesn't look like a sci-fi. Like, it doesn't look like Star Wars. It doesn't... There's no anything like that feels like it at all. Mm. It's just so detached from that type of reality. It just... I don't know, it just kind of feels like it's all thrown together.
Yeah. It's not an effective or informed satire at the end of the day. It's got some jokes that are too on the nose to really quite be funny, maybe anymore, I don't know. But I think for a movie that I think a lot of people talk about, I was definitely disappointed, and definitely for me the weakest Mel Brooks film that I've seen.
Yeah.
So, after we just kind of took a dump on its face, John, what was probably your best part? What's the funniest thing in the movie to you?
Man, the funniest
part. You got a moment.
My favorite moment. I didn't have anything that really like stuck as like this is my favorite moment in the film. There's definitely some funny stuff. We talked about it, like combing the desert. That was funny. There's good jokes spread out throughout this movie, but honestly, there was nothing that quite stuck with me. Not one scene that was really just like, that was hilarious. I did chuckle like right at the beginning of the movie, like where it's following the ship, and it just keeps going and going and going, and I was like, okay, I want, that was like, because I had expectations still at that point. It's right at the beginning of the movie, so I had a really good laugh with that. Which, I mean, I would call that a favorite moment. That's sad.
That is a good moment.
It's
and
funny.
It is very funny.
Yeah, it was funny.
I think when you look at stuff at the time, the Star Trek, the movie, the long shots of like the Enterprise, the beginning of that movie are like unbearable. So it made me think of stuff like that. It made me think of the beginning of Alien, and it made me think of the beginning of Star Wars, obviously, with the really, really long ship.
Speaking of Alien, the scene at the end was pretty.
Yeah, there's
that was
a good
pretty
scene.
Funny. Yeah,
yeah.
I was like, what? This is in here now.
Honestly, that seemed to be a much higher class thing to have in that movie compared to the rest of it. I was like, oh wow, they got John Hurt to be in this for a little bit,
chest burst
to recreate a great movie.
It was a great like replicated scene too.
Yeah, I would
just
say,
like the camera shot, it was perfectly done. I was like,
oh, not again,
not again. This starts dancing and it
that's definitely a great moment. One of my favorite moments has to be the right before their duel or whatever. I have something important to tell you, Lone Star. I'm your brother's, cousin's, sister's, nephew's roommate or whatever. So what does that make us? Absolutely nothing. I always thought that was funny when I was a kid. I used to quote that thing all the time. You're like, I'm your brother's, sister's, cousin's, nephew's roommate. So yeah, I always find that line to be quite funny. That whole
scene is pretty funny. That duel.
It's pretty funny, yes.
And he like sneaks through. I can't believe you.
But it's definitely stuff like the Schwartz and like the use of the rings and stuff where you could tell that they couldn't quite satirize Star Wars, that there's certain things they couldn't get licensed to. It's just, to me, it's just definitely a near miss as far as good satire of a great franchise. So, John, all of that being said, what is your final summary and grade for Spaceballs?
Final summary, yeah, I really think, Mel Brooks, he's up there, as one of the comedic greats. I feel like he definitely missed the mark on this film, though.
Yeah.
I think it was really that Star Wars would kind of carry it a little bit more. People would find it more amusing, and they just kind of, I don't know, he just copped out on the writing a little bit, it felt like.
Yeah.
A little bit. It's definitely a movie I laughed, but I don't think it's aged very well. I'm still giving it a passing grade. I'm giving it a D+. It's one I don't think I'll revisit, but who knows? I might end up rewatching it again sometime.
Well, I'll hurry up and I'll finish mine before the storm obviously takes us here. I have to say it was definitely an eye-opening experience. Like I said, remembering it with my rose-tinted nostalgic glasses on from being a young kid and watching this with my parents, and then now watching it again as an adult, it really didn't quite hold up. It has funny moments. It has some great moments almost even. But the sum of all of its parts, and I'm sorry, but the first 40 minutes where they're setting up the characters made me want to blow my brains all over the floor. So I definitely can't say that I'm going to give this a very high grade. I'm probably going to settle at about a D+ as well. Definitely, though, if you're a fan of Mel Brooks, probably one to check out, and definitely one you guys might not agree with us on this one. I know this one's, people love to reference this one. You definitely give it a try and tell us what you guys think in the comments. So this was definitely a struggle for us today. Tough movie to review just because it was kind of hard.
It's hard to
find a lot of good things to say.
Yeah, it's hard to sit here. I feel like I am being judged and will be judged for this. Well, just if it's been years since you've watched this movie, watch it again. Try to watch it objectively as possible.
Come back to us in the comments. Tell us how much you hate John's opinion. But you can also find us on Twitter at Back2Feature and on Facebook at /Back2Feature. I've been Giovanni Carlo.
And I'm John Vandaloo.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Say goodbye to your two best friends. And I don't mean your pals in the Winnebago.
Thank you for pressing the self-destruct button. This ship will self-destruct in 3 minutes.